So in this morning's Periscope and in this morning's session, what we're going to do is I'm going to give you 5 things that you can do to stay fuller for longer and get the maximum amount of time out of your meals. Now, I'm chopping and changing in between screens, so give me a moment, give me a couple of days, guys, to get used to this. My name's Taryn Thompson. I'm your virtual health coach. I've lost 28 kilos, and so for the last 6 years, I've really dedicated myself to helping people achieve their ideal body. I specialize in hormone health and health coaching. Okay, so 5 things that you can do. The first thing, and also you guys, this is going to be really great. So you want to share and like. I know that on Periscope, if you tap on the screen, some hearts will pop up. On Facebook Live, you've got that feature now where you can also put hearts in, but you can also share. You do that by swiping up or swiping to the right of the screen, and also on to the far right of the screen on Facebook Live, you've got that option too. So share it, guys. It's going to be real good this morning. 5 things you can do. The first one is when you are eating a meal that contains carbohydrates in it. Okay, so we're going to assume that the meal contains carbohydrates. Out of all of the macronutrients, this food group is going to convert to sugar the fastest. And so you want to slow that down. If you can slow that down, then you're going to get much longer out of the meal. All right, and so when you combine carbohydrates that break down quickly with carbohydrates that break down slowly, then it's going to even out the amount of time that is converting to glucose. Okay, so if you take a fast digesting carbohydrate like rice or pasta and you combine it with a slow digesting carbohydrate like vegetables, then you're going to combining them together is going to slow down the rate that absorbs into sugar into the blood, as opposed to if you just ate the pasta or if you just ate the rice on its own. Okay, so that's just an example of one, combining low glycemic carbohydrates with higher glycemic carbohydrates. The second is combining the carbohydrate with protein. Right, so on their own, carbohydrates do digest fairly quickly. Carbohydrates take about 30 minutes to an hour and a half. So you don't really get that long out of carbohydrates when you're eating them on their own, right? So if you can think of a time where you used to have cereal, hopefully you don't have cereal anymore for breakfast, but when you wake up in the morning and the first time that you eat is about 7 or 8 o'clock, and if it's a bowl of cereal, and then an hour later you find that you're hungry again, it's because that carbohydrate was too fast digesting. Okay, so when you combine a carbohydrate with a protein takes a lot longer for the body to break down. So therefore, you're going to stay satisfied a whole lot longer. Protein takes about 3 hours to break down just on its own. So combine that with a carbohydrate, which takes 30 minutes to an hour and a half, you're going to get a much better average. You're going to get about 2 hours, 2.5 hours out of the meal. The next one is fats. All right, fats is even more slower digesting. So if you can add fats to the carbohydrate and the protein, then you're going to get even longer out of the meal again. All right, so fats take about 4 hours to break down. So if you can combine fats with the protein, with the carbohydrate, that's going to give you an even longer amount of time that you are feeling satisfied for. So look at the amounts that you're having with each meal. If you have a slow digesting carbohydrate, like for example vegetables and some brown rice, and you put that with some protein, say like a palm size of fish or chicken, or even some legumes, for example, and then you also put that with some avocado, or you use a really good quality extra virgin olive oil. Make sure that you've got a decent amount of fats in that meal. You're going to be satisfied for quite some time, which means that you're not going to need to eat again for quite some time. Okay, so you're looking for about 5 hours in between those 2 main meals. If you can get about 5 hours between 2 main meals and have a small snack in between if you need it, just to pick you up, okay, so maybe the snack is just a piece of fruit, then you're doing really well. Okay, you're doing really well with the time in between meals. That's going to leave enough time for insulin to clear from the blood, and that means your body can fat burn. Okay, so the next one is fiber. Okay, now fiber is so important. It does a brilliant job of slowing the rate of digestion down, which means that you're going to be able to get even longer again. All right, so the way that you want to think about fiber is that fiber is like insulation, okay, like pink bats to your home. All right, so imagine upstairs in your attic you've got pink bats, and air is trying to escape out of the wall, but pink bats is there as an insulator, so air has got to get through that first before it is able to escape out of the wall. Okay, I don't know if that was a good analogy, but carbohydrates are like that. They're trying to escape out of the lining of the stomach and straight into the bloodstream. And so if you've got fiber in there, it acts like a buffer, like an insulator. So sugar has got to get through fiber first before it can actually get into the bloodstream. So you guys, fiber is so incredibly important. So the types of foods that are high in fiber are going to be legumes and pulses, chickpeas, kidney beans, lentils, and I don't know how and vegetables, but you guys, the legumes have much more fiber in it than vegetables do. All right, so if you have a lot of vegetables in your diet, that's great. Try and as much as possible have them raw. You're going to get more fiber out of that. Have them as whole as possible, right, and not cooked so much. That's going to give you even more. So the other thing you can do is you can look for a fiber supplement. All right, so I have a fiber supplement which I recommend. You're aiming for about 35 grams of fiber a day. If you can do that, you're going to get significantly longer out of your meals. You guys, this is one of the most simplest things that you can do, but people don't do it. All right, adding fiber to the meal is one of the simplest things you can do, but people just don't do it. And I don't know if it's because they don't know or because they just don't take the time or know how effective it is, but it's brilliant. You need at least 35 grams of fiber a day. An average person is getting like 8 to 10 grams. 8 to 10 grams of fiber. So I'm going to recommend a fiber supplement. If you want that, then if you're on Facebook, you want to post a message onto our page. If you're on Periscope, then you want to reach out to me through the website and just hit the contact us, and I'll let you know how to get that right away. You're going to get 12 grams per serve. It's going to go a huge long way in elongating the amount of time in between meals. All right, then, and the next one is acidity. The next one is acidity. So lemons, limes, and vinegars, all right? You want to have these as dressings over your foods. As much as possible, if you can use lemon, lime, and vinegar, it's going to slow down the rate of absorption, okay? So by up to 20%, okay? So lemons, limes, and vinegars slow down the rate of absorption by up to 20%. So as much as possible, you want to use these as dressings over your food. Okay, so you guys, those are the 5 things that are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck in terms of elongating the amount of time in between meals. So if you're finding that you're getting too hungry too quickly, then see if you can start implementing some of these things. And remember that key one, fiber, it'll change your life and it'll change your bowel movements. And once you've had that much fiber in your life, trust me, you won't want to go back. So I hope that you got some value from that. Feel free to like, comment, or share. And you guys also, if you like that, if you're really getting some value from that, from this, then you're really going to enjoy the 12-week course that we do. In September, as you know, I'm going to be doing a group coaching course. That's not coming up till September though, right? So look out for the details for that. If you need something right now and you cannot wait, and if you just need to start on something right now, then we have a self-facilitated version of the course which you can take online. It's a virtual course. And so the way that you can do that is just popping off to the website, it's generationhealth.co.nz. When you go to the website, you want to look for the tab that says Nutrition Course. Okay, so generationhealth.co.nz, look for the tab that says Nutrition Course, click on that and it'll give you everything you need to know about that course. And if you've got any questions you want to run by me, then select that box and I will give you a call within the next 24 to 48 hours. So that's it for this morning, guys. Have a fantastic day. See you tomorrow morning.